Hello, everyone, and welcome to E-Door to the World. This is Tyler.
Hello, everyone. This is Raymond.
And today, Raymond and I are going to talk about 7 daily study mistakes. These are ones that we all make, especially when we're students. Main points we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about some content, what the things are, the different habits that we are doing, and then some things we need to remember. First of all, the why. Why do we need to care about our daily study mistakes? Why? Well, first of all, like I've said in previous times, guys, you are the boss or your habits are the boss. There's no in between. Either you're the boss or your habits are the boss. Number 2, I've talked about this as well. Small things over time become big things. Think of it like a grain of rice. Every little thing adds up to a lot.
That's
if
right.
you give it enough time. Yeah. Now, the last one, how do I get to the moon? By going the right direction. If I tell you guys, hey guys, how are we going to go to Mars or Jupiter or the moon? Well, we've got to go the right direction. We've got to go where the moon, where Mars, where Jupiter are. It's not like on the Earth where we can go one direction and eventually we might get somewhere. We have to always go the right direction. Now, what about the 7 habits or the 7 daily study mistakes? Well, first one, ignoring a study schedule. Now, Raymond, did you have a study schedule when you were a kid?
I think I did.
Okay. Did you find, was it easy to have a study schedule for you?
No.
No. It never is easy. But here's the thing, guys. When you have a study schedule, it's much easier to get things done, and it's much easier to learn hard things. Because when you fail to make a plan, you're not really doing anything. You're just taking random moments, and it doesn't really get you anything.
Yes, because sometimes we could have tests for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think students will just study for the tests first.
Yeah, but that actually doesn't help them with learning anything. All they're doing is studying for the test.
And we'll just get lazy and just taking a short break.
I get that, and I get that. I remember, I would always study for my tests, study really, really, really hard.
That's right,
and then I would just, take the test, and then I wouldn't remember everything just because I only studied for the test. I didn't study to learn. And so, guys, when you take the time, when you have a study schedule, you learn things more quickly, but you also learn more and you remember more. So if you want to get a good grade, have a study schedule and you'll start to learn more. This is not guaranteed, but it will help.
But
it will help. Yeah. You can't just, again, there's more to it than just the study schedule. Again, there's 7 different things. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is really important, guys. Something called multitasking. Hey, Raymond, do you know what multitasking is?
Yes, just do more than one thing at the same time.
Yeah, doing more than one thing at a time, which actually some people say that it's possible, but in a way it is, but it's not in terms of when you're trying to learn something. I remembered when I was a student, I watched a TV show where there was this robot that could listen to 70 different pieces of music at the same time, and he could learn them at the same time. We're not robots. We can't do that. We can only learn 100% of one thing at a time. And all the other times, we tend to forget. I know whenever I'm listening, I do a lot of reading. Whenever I'm listening to a book, if it's a very difficult book, I cannot do anything else while I'm listening to the book.
Yes.
And that's what guys, this is what's really important. If something is hard, you can't multitask. So that's the second thing, multitasking. Now, the third thing, I've got some of you who are really, really hard workers and you really want to learn as much as you can, and you'll just study as much as you can without any breaks. Here's the problem, guys. This is coming from someone who did that. For the longest time, I was one of those students who would study all the time, not taking any breaks. But here's the thing, guys. You want to think of your brain like a tank of gasoline, or, better yet, like a cell phone. Your cell phone has a battery. Your computer has a battery. When you run out of energy on your phone or your computer, what do you have to do? What do you have to do?
Recharge.
You have to recharge it. Guys, you got to plug the phone in. You got to give it time to recharge. Now, if you plug it in for like 5 minutes, you're not going to get much recharge. You're not going to get enough. You're not going to get much out of the phone. You might be able to scroll Instagram, or you might be able to watch a YouTube video for like 20 minutes if you put it on for 5 minutes of charging. If you want to get 100% out of the phone, you need to give it 100% rest time. We need to take breaks. Just like your computer, just like your phone, your brain, your body needs to take a break. It needs rest. It needs to recharge.
I think this is a sign for us working, right?
Say what?
Like work a bit too early for students, but I think that when you are working, you will need to take like a short break, 20 to 30 minutes. And then you'll go back to work.
Yeah, it's not just for studying. This is for life in general. Your body can only produce so much energy for a given time, and then you need to give it time to recharge.
That's right.
That's just reality. So that's the third thing, studying without breaks. That's a mistake. Number 4, not reviewing regularly. Now, what is reviewing? Raymond, if I say what is reviewing, what comes to mind for you?
You restudy the thing that you learned from your classes from yesterday.
It can be restudying, but it's actually a little bit more than that.
Going back to your notes?
Going back to your notes, or even actually just thinking about and processing what you actually learned before. Like this was something I would do with my classmates, even in university. We would go over, we were learning like musical terms, and we'd be like, okay, what does this thing mean? And we would create these creative ideas for remembering the stuff, like acronyms or some kind of homonyms, those kind of things to help us remember everything. And that process, the thinking about things, helped us with the review. And that's actually something that I've learned, is that when you think, your brain tends to remember things more often. So don't just like memorize, but actually talk about the things. Like if the students are learning about math, the simple things like 1 + 1 is 2, yeah, you got to memorize that. But you can also talk about, okay, why in the world, how did this concept come to be? Or if they talk about history, what were the things that happened with history? And then you talk with your classmates about it. So the discussion, the talking, the debating, this keeps everything fresh in the mind. I know that's helped me a lot. And then we go on to the 5th thing. Now this one, guys, I can tell you is crucial.
That's right, very crucial.
Guys, you cannot forget this. You cannot neglect this. And that is, you have to have, if you have this bad habit, it's called a poor sleep routine. If you have this, you guys need to stop. Because I can tell you right now, nothing will help you more in terms of your energy, in terms of your health, and even your studying than just having a consistent and good quality sleep schedule. I don't mean resting, I mean sleeping, actually sleeping. You're not lying on your bed scrolling through your phone. You're not sitting on the couch looking at the TV. You're actually sleeping, and it's good quality, and you feel rested afterwards. The next thing is also important, and that is, if you're skipping healthy meals, you are hurting yourself, okay? Now, what do I mean by healthy meals, okay? What does that look like? Well, if you're eating very fatty foods, and I'm not even just not fatty foods, but any foods that are highly processed, like Maidan Lao, McDonald's, KFC, these kind of things, like fast food stuff, fried chicken. I mean, every once in a while is okay, but all the time is not going to be good for your body, okay? Now, number 7, the last one, ignoring exercise and fresh air. These two right here, guys. I talk to my students a lot, and some of them like to work out, some of them like to exercise, but others don't. They want to be on their phones. They want to be playing Free Fire. They want to be playing Arena of Valor. They want to be playing League of Legends. They want to be playing all of these games. Those are fun, yes. They're enjoyable, yes. But what actually helps you with your studying, what actually helps you with life, is exercising and getting outside, getting fresh air, okay? Our bodies, when we are exercising, our bodies get more energy. I remember I talked about if you skip healthy meals, like the energy levels, your energy levels will drop. If you're exercising, not only do you feel better, during the workout, you might not like yourself. During the workout, you might feel bleh. But afterwards, you'll feel a lot better. And over time, you'll feel better and better and better. Same thing with fresh air. I know for myself, guys, if I'm stuck inside all day, it messes with my mentality. But if I go outside, if I get in a breath of fresh air, key thing, fresh air. I'm not talking about like filtered air or that kind of stuff. Like going outside, being in the mountains, like being around, like maybe go to a park, something like that. That is great. I know this is a lot. 7 different things you're going to have to remember. It's okay to make mistakes. Make mistakes, okay. Make the same mistakes, not okay. Because the one, you're learning. The other, you're not. So if you're making any of these mistakes, if you're not eating right, okay, now you know, do better next time. So what are the tools that we can use to help us? Number 1, reminders. Alarms on your phone, alarms on your calendar. Number 2, consistent. Do it I would say do it every day, but every other day is also okay. Definitely not once a week, not twice a week, not once a month. Okay? Now, the last thing, you need to focus. There are tons of apps out there that'll help you with focusing. If you just Google apps that help me focus, use these to get rid of all the distractions, to get rid of all the things that are keeping you from studying well. Now, here's the other thing. The last thing is you need to make things clear. What are your goals? How are you going to have those goals? How are you going to finish the goals, your plan? And then when are you going to do it? So plans, goals, and schedule. Okay? All right, now our words for today. The first one is daily.
每天.
Daily means do every or almost every day. Example, his daily exercise is to run. The second word is routine.
日常或者是例行公事.
A routine is something you usually do. An example, my study routine is to start with math and science first, then music and art. The third word is focus.
集中注意.
Focus means thinking and doing one thing only. An example is, when something is fun, it's easy to focus. And that's all that we have time for today, guys. Before we go, I want to leave you with one question. What study mistakes are you making? And what good ones are you going to have? Well, that's all for today, guys. This has been Edo to the World with Tyler.
And Raymond. I will see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.